Well, hello, welcome to another edition with me, yours truly, just up the town here. So today on this episode, I want to talk about setting boundaries with a narcissistic person who has a narcissistic personality. So you remember I was telling you back on Series 10 about a chef from Teesside who had signs and potential traits of a narcissistic personality. You can't change a narcissist, and I know a lot of you may wonder and ask why am I still in touch with this guy, and to be honest I don't know, but I've noticed a lot of kindness and love bombing from the narcissist. But I'm not in a relationship with him or anything, it's just, you know, casual messaging. Most of the time the person's okay, but he has his moments. Being in a relationship or just messaging friendship wise or even casual dating wise, it's important to know how to set boundaries with someone with a narcissistic personality disorder, and it can be challenging, but you can do it. So I looked on 9 ways on how I studied how to set boundaries with a narcissist. So obviously the first one is seek help from a therapist or a counsellor, even a life coach, and identify what it is about the narcissist that you are interested about or even attracted to him. Secondly, decide what you are and not okay with regarding the narcissist's behaviour. This is important for you to have a clear idea in your mind about what is and is not acceptable, and this will allow you to talk things over with the narcissistic person. Thirdly, walk away. Trusting your gut instinct is extremely important, and especially when you're learning how to set boundaries with someone with a narcissistic personality disorder. The more you can learn to identify and trust when situations or conversations don't feel right, the better you'll be able to handle this difficult relationship. Even take a step back as well, and the more you feel over control over not allowing the narcissist to take control over you, the more they will get frustrated and will move on to another person for a supply of energy. Your boundaries are yours alone. You do not need to defend or explain why you're setting them to the narcissist or your narcissistic partner. It's your life, and these are your decisions, and if something doesn't feel good, you're not responsible for anything more beyond that, as well as explaining. 5, practicing how to avoid and redirect negative comments and questions. And as they say, practice makes progress. So try, role playing, like with your therapist or your counsellor, or even someone that you trust in your life. And even practice how to course correct or entirely avoid questions and comments that make you feel uncomfortable. And eventually you'll be able to identify when narcissism might be heading towards a confrontational place as well as a situation. This skill helps you to navigate your relationship with a person with narcissistic traits in real time. But remember, narcissistic people love to talk about themselves. And if you want to change the topic, try finding something they love to talk about. 6, one of the reasons why understanding narcissistic personality disorder and boundaries can be so challenging is that people with narcissistic behaviour tend to hold powers over others. So keep in mind just how powerful that grip can be, especially if you've been in the relationship for a long time and their need to control you might have been normalised at some point. 7, when learning to set boundaries with a narcissist, be firm, blunt and very clear about what you need and expect. And this is the strongest way that your boundaries will be taken seriously. Don't forget about the consequences, which is the next one. Consequences of, setting those boundaries. It's important for you to recognise that, and it's also important for you to communicate what the consequences will be if someone doesn't respect them. This should be something you've clearly identified in your own mind before you go into the conversation where you tell them things need to be different. Having a clear consequence sets the expectation from the beginning, and when you follow through, it gives you credibility. 9, don't give anything more. It can be difficult, but setting your boundaries is just one step forward, and once you do that, you must be steadfast in your conviction. Resist the urge to continue giving to the relationship, especially if your boundaries are not being respected. And when you're constantly giving and getting nothing in return, it's the perfect storm that can end in you being both vulnerable and extremely and wildly unhappy. You deserve as much as you give to the relationship. If you're not getting what you need in return, stop giving. And remember, you deserve happiness. I just want to say a massive shout out to Dr. Angel Storm, lady number 11, who did a show for me on Series 10 in America, because she's been quite, helpful with her videos that I've been watching on YouTube. I'll try and get her back on, if possible, because I know she's an extremely busy lady. But you're always welcome, Angel, you know that. Right, that's it for this episode. I'll see you on the next one. Till the next time, good night.